Confederacy of Dunks. Toronto Raptors. Scotty B. We the North, baby.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Confederacy of Dunks basketball podcast. I am your host, Freddie Rivas, along with host and producer, Andy Hull.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Ooh, wish we had better news.
Wish we had better news. My God. We will get into Canada immediately, but let's bring on our guest. He's done this podcast a bunch of times. A hilarious dude, Darren Menezes. What's up? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Happy to have you. Here's my first question. It's not even a question. I just wrote Canadian collapse. Let's talk it out. So I'll give the floor to anyone who feels like they want to get this. Listen, let me just say this. If you're tuning in, I assume you're feeling the same as we are. I mean, maybe you guys are not feeling the same as me, but like this next little bit is going to be negative. Yeah. I'll get to the like, it's okay, everything's all right in a bit. But first, I am going to be, I would say, fairly negative. Anyways,
let's hear it. If you're going to be negative, let's hear it.
Should I go?
Yeah, go for
it. Should I go first?
Get into it. I'm sure we're all like, yeah, we're all behind on this.
Devastating. Absolutely devastating. So, in so many ways, it's like, I'm not even going to do all the caveats. I'm going to say what I'm actually like disappointed about. I'm actually disappointed about the fact that we had a better team. Like, I think substantially a better team and lost. And I think we had a good FIBA team. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think we're, so we're recording on August 8th, and Serbia just gave like the US like a serious run for their money.
Yeah.
But, that's almost like classic FIBA, where it was like, for the US, just like there's no chemistry, but they have the most talented players and they turned it on in the fourth and, all that kind of shit. And Serbia is like, obviously they have Jokic and Bogdanovic, but they had like the most chemistry and like everything was amazing. Our Canada team like had tons of chemistry. It's very organic. And we had an MVP who showed up in like the biggest possible way in that game. Like, the very most important thing of the France game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander showed up and was just like unreal. Like he just looked like a god. And like all the other stuff didn't really work. And we got out hustled. Like, I think really that's the main thing that kind of rattled me was that like, we got out hustled by like Yabusele, who's playing for Real Madrid, an NBA player previously. Yeah. But like if anyone told you that, Gobert gets benched and Wembanyama, virtually gets shut down and scores 7 points, and France just like mows our ass all over town, I think you would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. So, okay. I feel I want to open the floor before I, just melt down on myself. Darren, Andy.
Yeah, I think we definitely got exposed for not having a big guy for sure, because Powell really got worked by, was it Lessort? Was that his name?
Yeah, it was Cormier.
Yeah, like and, like Gobert wasn't even there, and also they didn't even play Gobert, I think, against Germany. Also, like they barely played him in the semis. Also, anyways, give it up for France's coaching to just be like, okay, Gobert, you're not working, and he's brave enough to be like, you're not working, you're on the bench, kind of thing. Whereas I think we like knew Jamal Murray was either is injured or is just not working, and he still went with him, which was really troubling because obviously just shot like crap and really disappointed a lot of people. I think they leaned too much on someone that wasn't working also, which stood out. But yeah, the big guys got exposed, not having a big guy. I think in FIBA you need that big guy for sure because of the whole rebound aspect of like the slapping the ball off the rim and all that. And just not having like a true 7 foot guy really got exposed because yeah, and the hustle thing also I noticed like, all these like, Laswart, all these bigger guys that were just jumping all over the place, out hustling the Canadian guys. Yeah, we just got outworked. It doesn't even matter. Like we had the most, other than America, we had the most NBA guys, and it just does not matter if you're not working hard out there. So yeah,
It's a good way to put it. In fact, I was just reading Oren's
yeah,
piece on Sportsnet about it, and yeah, that's one of the points he brings up too. Is just it's like it kind of doesn't matter how many NBA guys you have,
hmm
as long as you're because truly this gap of talent that we're talking about, NBA guys versus the non NBA, like the elite European guys, is pretty small, right? Like
yeah,
we're feeling like obviously these are, yes, Shea, he's an MVP caliber player, but like when you get down to like the other parts of the roster, like yeah, we're talking guys who did play in the NBA and now they're just they're playing elsewhere, obviously,
yeah,
and that just like any given, one of the things I love about our like the North American sports leagues is that like any team has a shot any night, truly. Even even like the worst team versus the best team, we've seen it countless times where the worst team just wins and you're just like, well, there's something going on here, something's up, whatever. But a lot of times in international sports, that doesn't happen, and you see it all the time in the Olympics, where this country has absolutely zero shot at winning anything in this tournament. Or like, for example, when Canada goes to the World Cup for that first time, it's like, well, they're not going to even score a goal. You know what I mean? Like that.
hmm
But
yeah,
like, but that's way more what this tournament was like, right? This
yeah,
this this version of the Olympic tournament was different. It feels like than a lot of the previous ones in for this reason, because it's the talent level's actually a lot more equal across the board. And I mean, credit to France, you have
yeah,
to, right? You just have to. And the bigs thing was a problem. We knew that going into this, but like to look at Wemby and Gobert, the guys who we thought were going to be the problems, barely even having. I mean, I'm not going to say Wemby didn't have an effect on the game. He obviously did,
yeah. He was doing
defensively too.
some.
Like just some huge stops, but like yeah, like just not the way we all thought. Absolutely didn't go the way we envisioned. And man, yeah, those European guys, they showed up and they played great. And they did it against elite NBA players.
Yeah, I think it also just shows like, we just talked about NBA players, but in the tournament or like the teams that are left, it's like you have pro basketball players, pro
Yeah.
basketball athletes. So they are good. We can be like,
Hmm.
oh, they're not in the NBA. It's like they're still really good,
Yeah.
like wherever they're
Yeah.
playing, Greece, Serbia, wherever they're playing, they're really good players. So it's like you put them all together, they might know each other enough, they have a core group, they can play together. The same coaches also. Like obviously we had Nick Nurse and then we had Jordy. Like there's a bit of a change, but we've had a tournament in between there, but still like they've had longevity, whereas like Jordy's kind of just starting, stuff like that. But
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what it throws me the most about this. So it's like I feel like we had a lot of that. We had a lot of like this like chemistry thing where these guys like all know each other, and it was like everyone played in the program. Our last pod we had Jonathan Shen, who does like incredible work for work around Team Canada and coverage on Team Canada for Raptors Republic,
mhm.
and he brought up the point I didn't really realize, but it had been like something like 6 years since Jamal Murray had played for Team Canada.
Yeah, because of his
So
injuries. Yeah.
yeah, like injury, and we did have some of that. And Darren, I want to touch on a fact that I feel like that you said, like, the Gobert Murray comparison is really interesting to me because like
hmm
they like not only did we play Murray, right, which is sort of like I kind of get it, right, because he's like this electric guy, and the dream of this team, in my opinion, is sort of like what does a team with like prime Shea and prime Murray look like?
Yeah.
And I think you sort of have to like try to do it to see it.
Yeah.
But obviously, Murray, like just going through him wasn't working. And the fact that, the French coach was like, hey, Gobert's not happening. So we're just not going to do it. And, even Wembanyama, even it's like,
Yeah.
I'll play less. Wembanyama played 27 minutes. Gershon Yabusele 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Nick Batum 34 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Batum,
it's like, you know what I
Batum
mean?
was
Like
guarding Schroeder all over the place too today.
yeah, and one comment I'll say too is like, we love our hot takes in basketball, and like one
Mhm.
hot take, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna see a little bit less is that the Raptors should have Jordy Fernandez over Darko, because Jordy got out fucking coached
Yes.
big time.
Yeah.
And for sure,
Oh,
the
yeah.
players are the blah blah blah. I actually love the press in the third quarter. Like that press was fantastic.
Yeah.
But when it came to a single game, pushing the right buttons, the French coach, like, whatever. If this is a video game, my analogy fell apart. If it's a video, if it's a video game, Jordy
It's a video
Fernandez.
game. The Sonic the Hedgehog, and
If it's a video
the French
game,
coach is a Link.
if it's a video game, I'm glitching.
And it's GTA 4.
Nando DeColo should have been a Raptor.
Yeah.
But for instance, like I think hindsight, whatever, but I don't think Nemhard, who has shown that he could be potentially pretty electric, like this tournament, should have played less minutes than Murray. Like
Yeah.
that to me doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's like it was an eye test thing too. You could see Murray didn't have it. Sorry.
yeah, and that I was just gonna say Nemhard's a better defender, I think. Anyway, like at least you could have had that aspect because Murray was doing nothing offensively, right? So you might as well get Nemhard in there and kind of work those guys. But yeah, it was truly disappointing to see the way Murray kind of dropped off, and I do think it's like I don't think he had a great Denver season also, so it's kind of like a culmination of like the NBA season into like everyone's kind of bringing up the fact that he only plays good against the Lakers in the playoffs now, kind of thing, like as a joke. But there's a bit of a drop off, and obviously when you're playing with the MVP, maybe like one of the best players of all time, Jokic, that your stats get a bit inflated or something. But Murray is a good player. So I do understand we're Team Canada. Jamal Murray's our guy. You got to play with him. You gotta play him and see what happens. It was supposed to be the best backcourt, right? That was the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of wanted to be. This is our knockout stage. Let's put him in there. And yeah, it was troubling, really.
Yeah, and before we just sort of like go all the way in on Murray, I thought
It's also not just one guy.
yeah, like I thought RJ was like decent. I thought Dort had some big moments, but I also thought Brooks like had a pretty bad game.
Yeah,
1 for
real
9.
bad. Yeah.
3 rebounds, 3 steals, which is nice. But and obviously he's playing like pretty like mean defense, but he was fouling a lot as well. And yeah, he didn't do much. I mean, I'm also curious, like what exactly happened to Kelly Olynyk in this tournament? Because to me, he was a pretty important like release valve, ball moving guy. Like that's to me another Jordy Fernandez question where I'm like, I understand that physically he just like kind of would probably also get outworked by like some of those French bigs, but he has that like veteran savvy, and he also, he can knock down the 3, he can move the ball. I feel like he would have brought a lot of calm to this game, and like who knows, maybe he's injured, but 3 minutes for Kelly.
Yeah, like he could have played, I don't know, what happened. He was playing bad, I guess, whenever he did play. He's supposed to be like that was the thing when he was supposed to play and be a great passer, a bigger guy that we have. And just to go back on Brooks, it's tough when you have to guard Wembanyama or
And he
when
did a great job on Wembanyama.
that's what I mean. It's just
Yes.
exhausting probably for him to handle Wemby. And then we kind of look at his stats and be like, what happened? You're 1 for 9. But it's like when you think about like the amount of work it took for him to like handle a guy like a foot and a half taller than him or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's probably like it
No, it's
makes
true.
sense that when you think about it, because that's the thing about not having like a true big like Edie or whoever the hell like to guard Wemby, you get like a smaller guy who's just going to be exhausted, and we are kind of relying on Brooks to score for us also. So that was kind of like the disappointing part because he had
Yeah,
what
that's
39 points in that World Cup game where he beat the States, right? So
I think it's a really good point that, expecting him to be a two-way player guarding Wemby like probably isn't fair.
yeah,
I'll say this though. Just sort of like jumping to the NBA. I'm really interested to see how teams approach your second year as an NBA player. It's called sophomore slump for a reason. Like
yeah, the adjustments,
the adjustments, it's sort of like the adjustments are generally ahead of the player. And
yeah,
then the player in like year 3, 4, 5, they can start to like readjust.
yeah,
But I wouldn't be surprised if teams throw a lot of Brooks like guys. Not that there's a ton of those guys in the league, but
yeah,
I would as opposed to the Eddies, because I
yeah.
feel like
It's true.
if you throw like giants at it happens a lot with Embiid. You throw a giant at Embiid and he just cooks them.
Hmm.
You throw like a Al Horford. Al Horford's big, but like you know what I mean. You throw like a sort of like not huge, but like fast, smart, big at some of these guys, and like the overall, I don't know, the overall complexion of the game kind of like messes with them.
Yeah, just kind
And
of like a guy that can guard really well, quick hands to get him like get the ball before he gets the shot up kind of thing. Like try to, get his hands in there sort of thing. Because in the end, I guess you kind of have to be like, well, we're not blocking Wemby, so why would we
yeah,
even like waste the guy kind of like on the to bring like a bigger guy on the perimeter when they're not comfortable or something? Because Wemby can go out there. Yeah, you get a guy like Brooks that can kind of move with them, and you understand that you're not going to block him anyway, so just let him stay out there, kind of thing, and like let him shoot it.
yeah, and I mean, Brooks probably is also stronger. Like
Yeah,
he
that's true.
certainly
Actually, yeah.
looks stronger than Wembanyama at this point. I mean, by the way, to Wembanyama's credit, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and a block.
Hmm.
So yeah, he got 7 points and shot 2 for 10, 0 for 6 from 3. But I think all that said, he made sure to have like a pretty big impact on the game.
Yeah, especially
Uh,
with those like Mr. Fantastic steals where he's just stretching out there, and
yes,
when
that's
remember
Mr.
that?
Fantastic steals.
Like yeah, like
Maybe like a Dulcim steal, but Mr. Fantastic steals.
yeah, when like yeah, our guys were just too casual trying to get out, and like with RJ, I think was one of them where yeah, it was just you actually see how long this guy actually is, and yeah, he was making an impact, just like those little things like that, where he did. It looked like he didn't have to do much because he's just so long, and that's like the remarkable thing about him. He covers so much ground, really.
Yeah. Um. Any other thoughts on Team Canada, like from the negative perspective? Because I feel like
I mean,
I'm sort of ready to turn the page because I do have some positive things too.
exactly. I mean, yeah, it was just. I think I just got bothered by the coaching stuff and getting too stuck on guys and not giving your bench a little bit more of a chance. But yeah, we can definitely move on.
Andy, we're gonna get a bit more positive now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good. Finally.
right. I think also I just got to call it what it is. I haven't expected to win. watching like a basketball team that I like in a long time. So like having that expectation like smashed, like over a lot of people on Twitter were saying like this is very like Raptors playoff game 1, and I'm like this is very like we're the better team, we expect to win, and
That makes you
to
more
just
nervous.
yeah, yeah.
Like it really does.
But I also want to say, what a treat it is to watch Shea play.
Oh my
Like,
god.
the way doesn't that bring you back to like Kawhi? Like
Yes,
the
I was
way,
thinking
like
the same thing.
the square up, the way he always is just squared up when he shoots, and like his strength, and yeah, it's a treat to watch that guy. So at least we got a little taste of greatness on our team.
I mean,
I was thinking the exact same thing. It's because it's so rare to be able to cheer for such a generational, like MVP level talent.
Yeah,
And actually, it made me start thinking, because like I was like, oh, it's like we never get to do this. We never get to cheer for a guy like this. And then I was
yeah,
like, well, Kawhi, obviously. We had Kawhi for
yeah,
one season. That obviously the championship. Yes, that was amazing.
yeah,
But we haven't had that super often with the Raptors. And I was thinking about Toronto as a whole, and I'm like, actually, right now, as disappointing as our other sort of two big teams are, is like we've got an Austin Matthews, we've got
yeah.
a Vladdy Guerrero Jr. and Team Canada basketball, we've got Shea. Like those are like we actually kind of have had that in Toronto for a bit.
mhm.
You know, we get to cheer for these MVP level guys. Like
Yeah.
that's real. We're really lucky for that. And this just reminded me of that. And I am very excited to watch tournaments going forward. You know, hopefully he'll be playing in them. He might not play in all of them, but you know,
Yeah.
hopefully he'll play in some of the big ones and stuff. And we get to see this again before the next Olympics, because that was definitely a positive thing, is just getting to cheer for guys that you never cheer for. That's why, I mean, that's truly why I love international sports in general, is just you get to cheer for these guys you never get to. Getting to cheer for Dylan Brooks is like, what a
It was
treat.
fun.
It's
I
great.
was
love it.
fun.
I love having the guy that everybody hates. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
It's
It's
good
the
shit.
thing you
I
want,
really
that
liked
man.
it.
You know, that's
Yeah.
our guy, you know?
Yeah.
And it's even better when you win, and it's even worse when you lose with those guys, because
Wasn't
everyone's
it?
so happy that they lost. You know, it
Wasn't it
sucks.
so funny in France too? Like France is just like a crowd of like French people being like, "Boo, Dylan Brooks!" Like, why are you even?
Yeah, why do you hate Dylan Brooks?
It's just fun to
Yeah,
boo him,
exactly.
fun to
It's
love
super
him.
super fun.
So either way,
Um, I'm also going to say this. It is going to be okay. Shea's 26, Murray's 27.
yeah,
So, you know, that's 30 and 31 or 31 and 32 next Olympics.
yeah.
And
Our boy
what,
RJ's 23.
oh yeah, like RJ Brooks, Dort,
Yeah.
you know, and then forget about all the guys that like couldn't join this year. I think the main question is like, okay, I know we have a couple guys, but like Edie's the main one. And it's sort of like from a big perspective, because all the bigs on this team are like, guess what? I won't be back.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We
won't, I will be far too old for the Olympics. So
And there's
yeah, we
also
gotta sort that
there's
out.
that 7'9" guy that's like on the Florida Gators. You guys hear about this guy? He's like
Yeah.
he's the tallest teenager of all time. That's
Yeah,
a
is he all, I've heard about that guy too. Is he all
Tallest
right?
teenager of all time. What a,
Oh, he
what a
is. He is.
moniker.
He is.
He
I've
is.
seen
so
this guy, and I'm like, are you all right?
I saw that. I was like,
Is he from Toronto?
his name's Olivier Ryu,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
a French. So he might be from Quebec, but
yeah.
also
He's 18. Yeah,
So,
I hope he's all
yeah,
right.
it'd be funny
But-
if our tallest teenager turns into a great FIBA player for us. That'd be great.
Honestly,
him and
I wouldn't
Edie?
mind adding a 7'9" guy to this team.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Holy
saying?
hell.
Yeah.
just slapping the ball off every single time.
Yeah, I mean he's playing for Florida Gators this summer. I'm just looking now. So Montreal prospect.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's in Montreal. Cool.
So
Did you guys,
okay.
okay, sorry, I don't mean to throw you off, but do you know that if that guy plays in the NBA, he will be the tallest player to ever play in the NBA
Of all time, yeah.
Wait,
of all time?
how tall is George Muir's
The-
son?
George Mirasan and Manu Pol are both 7'7", or were
What?
when they played at least.
Olivier,
Yeah,
Ryu, do what you need to do. Eat as much burger, eat the
eat
burgers.
as much burger.
Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
That's a
you need to eat. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen, Jughead, you eat as much burger as you need, man. If it's gonna get you to that next level, and
Like if-
I think I understand health and athletics.
if you're gonna play some video games, I'll help you with some
Get
analogies.
there, man.
Let's get those legal steroids in you. Those hamburgers.
Hamburgers, dude.
Yeah.
If you need to scarf as many hot dogs as you like,
It's
my
funny
man.
because I didn't even pluralize burger.
Burger, I know.
I just
Singular.
I just raw burger, no bread. You
Get
know
the
what I mean?
burger.
Yeah, it's just a burger. You just
Burger.
chunks of the burger. Yeah.
Some burger. Okay. Let's I mean, we all love weird Olympic sports, I hope.
I love them. I did want to say this one thing. Sorry, I was upstairs, so my kid was crying. But one thing I want to say before we move on is that I've been watching so much Olympics. It's been great. I've been watching all the weirdo sports. I love watching the weirdo sports, and I haven't watched an event since the Canadians lost.
Yeah,
So,
you know what? I'm also
it's-
like emotionally
it's honestly
tapped
been
out.
Like it's a combination of like being like a little bit more busy during the day this week,
Yeah.
but also just kind of being like, fuck, I don't care, man.
Yeah.
Just being a bit depressed about it.
I was feeling that way too, because as soon as they lost, I like turned the TV off and I
Yes.
treated it the same way. And this is a yearly thing for like Leafs as well, like in the playoffs, where I'm just like, I have to wait a whole 4 years. like
Yes.
like with all our like, league teams, it's like a year, which is a long time just to get back to the playoffs and start that whole thing again. But
Yeah.
Olympics, I'm just like 4 years.
Watching
This is
Shea
so
shake his
long.
head
Yeah,
on the bench, I was like, fuck.
yeah.
This sucks.
He gave
Okay,
a
we
lot-
don't want to
he
get too
gave a-
negative. We don't want to get too negative.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
He
getting
gave-
negative.
he gave
Let's
a lot
focus
to
on
the
some of the other Olympic. There's a lot of other great Olympic stories
Yeah,
happening.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Melvin Ejim.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Okay,
Nice
so
about
here I'm going to give you the question in just a second, but just a couple quick things that have popped out for me. So yeah, fencing, they're attached to strings, absolutely incredible. And I think the best thing that I haven't seen anyone talk about is water polo, right? So water polo, there's a penalty box, and they have to
Oh.
tread water.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. So they have to go to this little square, and it's like, you're in trouble, drown.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like,
But that's
Like,
like being like if they had to go to the penalty box and like skate in a little circle.
it's
Like
insane.
in hockey. It's like it's not hard for them. They're used to it. They're
Fair
fine.
enough, but like, can
But
you
I see-
drown
I
on
see-
ice?
But
You know what I
like
mean? Like,
hockey,
I see what you're saying,
hockey, they go and sit down and kind of like
yeah, they
Yeah,
grab a
that's
seat.
true.
You know what I mean?
they can
Like,
talk to the guy that's in there. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
that
you
guy's
can't
a-
talk to anyone when you're treading water in a cubic square. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyways,
you're
that's
just
good stuff.
surviving.
Okay, here's my question to you guys. We all know the Chase Budinger story.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Chase Budinger,
Yes,
former
yes,
NBA
yes,
player, beach
Plays
volleyball
volleyball. Yeah.
Mhm.
guy. Who is like the next version of that? So Olympics in 4 years. Who shows up, and what event? And I'm interested in you guys' answers because I feel like there's a lot of athletes in the NBA, and let me go to you first, Andy.
Yeah, I got you covered here.
You got me. Okay.
Mine is a bit of a depressing one, but also uplifting at the end. But
Okay.
because it assumes a continued decline for Jamal Murray.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which I don't think is actually going to happen, but
Sure.
this
Yeah.
hypothetical situation, this is what needs to happen for it to work. He has a continued decline, so far so that he slides out of the NBA.
Wow.
He's lost his shot completely. It's gone. It's gone to hell. He's got nothing. Then, though, he picks up a bow and arrow.
Huge.
And he's just having fun. He's just shooting around. He turns out he's pretty good at it. You know, he gets into trials. He gets into the international competitions, and he gets his groove back in archery because he's missing the shots so badly in the NBA. But he has something in his head that just gotta be like recalibrated, and archery does it. Because I watched, weirdly enough, the weirdo sport I've watched the most of is archery in these Olympics, and it's really, I don't know, it's so simple, but there's something I really love about that. It's like it's a target, the middle's 10 points. Hey, guess what the next one is? You get one side out of that. Guess what? How much that points is? 9 points, brother.
Oh,
don't even worry about it. Outside of that one, there's a little circle. Guess how much that one's worth?
8. Huge.
It's so easy, and like that's all it is. Meanwhile, like I watched some fencing, and it's like there's a million weirdo rules in fencing, and there's like a thing where you go on the attack, and there's no one explaining it to you. So it's like what seems like it's a pretty simple sport of just who touches who first with the sword is not that at all. It's way more complicated than that. Jamal Murray's like, no, I'm not doing fencing. He goes, I'm getting my groove back. I'm getting into archery, and that's what he does. And he joins the Canadian men's archery team, and places maximum like 8th or something because a lot of other countries are better. But he gets there again. Good for him.
Isn't that his move to like take the arrow out, like when he scores?
Does he do that?
Isn't that his thing? I thought that was his thing. Maybe it's someone else.
I'll look it up.
Whose thing is that? I think it's his thing. I was gonna say Dennis Schroeder.
That's why you thought of it.
Dennis Schroeder does the like ice in his veins, but sometimes it looks like a heroin injection too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dennis Schroeder will do that. Yeah. He'll do this, and I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm like, are you
injecting
heroin?
I didn't know that's what they were doing.
But I think it's ice in veins. But
yeah, I think it's ice in veins. I think
you're right. He does this. He does this so
that's
quickly.
So funny
yeah,
that
you're right. He does that thing.
I thought you actually knew that. That's really great.
I mean, I guess I've seen him do it before. I just didn't, for some reason, I just didn't.
Oh,
yeah, because I think I saw.
Like, why would he be good at this?
I don't know. See, that's just natural. That's just the fates.
Yeah, man. It is.
I knew that. Yeah. All right. There you go.
That's good, Darren.
I actually was thinking of someone that's actually really good at a different sport is Steph Curry. And golf. Yeah. So I thought of that right away because I'm like, he could actually, I think he's like so good that they're like, he could almost be like a PGA guy. Like that's how good he is, kind of thing. But and then I thought of another guy, it's Clay Thompson in cycling because it's kind of his thing to always ride his bike to the arena.
He also is like a boat guy. I thought you were going to say sailing.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think sailing.
Have you guys seen the sailing where they're like lifting their butts and like smashing their butts against the water as they're riding? Have you guys seen those clips?
No, that's good shit though.
It is good shit, man. Especially when they put like a Junior Mafia song to it, or like a 3-6 Mafia, not Junior Mafia.
Yeah.
Anyways,
is that Olympic sport though?
It is. It's like
sailing thing?
I don't know the name of it. Sailing is, and then there's like
sailing.
The one I'm talking about has like a weird name. I'll look it up.
So you could do that also, Clay Thompson, more than anyone. He's on his way.
Yeah, he's on his way. Okay, here's where I'm coming from this. I think it's going to be totally like I feel like it's going to be like a role player guy. Like I'm not thinking like a really rich, washed up guy. I'm thinking a guy who is like super athletic, but sort of, for whatever reason, just kind of gets like bounced from the league. I'm thinking like a Stanley Johnson type. Okay. So follow me here. I'm gonna go. I was thinking Caruso, but not Caruso because I feel like he's got much more of a career ahead of him. So you know what? Let me go Grady Dick. Grady Dick is going to be an Olympian for the 200K men's speed walking.
Holy
So
crap.
check this out. That stride, 6'8", 6'8" stride. He's thin. He definitely has like the focus. He sort of looks like the type. And I feel like he has like the athletic dedication. So I hope that he has a a burgeoning and successful career with the Raptors. But I'm gonna go Grady Dick as a speed walker.
Yeah,
I
he
got something for
walks
you.
weird. He walks weird also.
I got something for you.
Oh,
Guys.
that's not good. Maybe it is good. Sorry, Andy.
That event that I was talking about where the sailors smash their butts into the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the dinghy.
Huge. Dinghy.
That's what the sport's called?
It's called
The dinghy?
dinghy. It's called
That's good stuff.
men's dinghy or women's dinghy.
Wow.
The sport is sailing. The event is dinghy.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. Sometimes the Olympics are weird and fun.
Yeah. Maybe a taco fall high jump.
Taco Fall men's dinghy. I thought you were going to say, yeah, just a collection of words that, like, to a lot of people don't make any sense.
Yeah. Wait. In water polo, can you stand? Like, how deep is that pool? Give me
It's
taco.
deep.
Okay.
It's deep, yeah.
It's like, give
Yeah,
me
it's
taco
deep.
fall as a goalie. You know.
What's your favorite weirdo sport to watch?
This time I think it's the gun with the laser eye.
Oh,
Like, have you seen that one? That
yeah,
one's
the
nuts.
pistol.
That one.
Oh.
Like,
That's-
Yeah, and then
That's also an event I thought John Morant could do, just because he seems to love guns so much.
He's
And,
a bit of a gun
sure,
guy.
gun guy.
If he got a passion for it, then maybe
Yeah.
he would just be good at that.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
But yeah, the
I
gun
think
one
it's
seems
weird that they're allowed to wear all that weird shit on their eyes. Like, is it
Yeah,
a
I didn't
thing
know
where like
that.
the first person was like, okay, I'm gonna wear glasses. I'm gonna wear my glasses, and someone's like, hey, you can't wear performance enhancing stuff, and they're like, oh, what do you mean? It's just like it's for my eyes, and then someone else goes like, okay, fine, I get to wear these glasses that have like an extra little like binocular thing, and they're like, what's up there? And then the guy's like, well, you're allowed to wear your glasses. You're allowed to wear. Like, did it escalate to the point where people are wearing like robot like laser glasses? Like, what happened?
That's why
That's so strange.
That's why that Turkish guy made such a big.
Yeah, he had his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, hand in his pocket, just glasses, and he
just like
over metal.
he just like shot to kill. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
By the way,
Hands in it. I didn't see that.
15 gun related events.
I think it's wild.
Whoa.
Oh, I also think that
15.
about the archery, though. It's like, have you seen the bows that they use? They're like, there's like so much junk on them. Those big, there's like just like giant legs on them and stuff, and it's like, like I'm sure. Listen, I get it. It all serves a purpose, and you still have to be really good. That doesn't make you automatically good at it. But whatever happened to just a bow and an arrow? You know what I mean? What's going on there?
Somebody watched Horizon Zero Dawn, and they're like, "That's the look."
what happened? Why is it that? I don't understand. It's like, take one or two of the things off. You know, do we still have an event if those things are not there? Maybe we don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, let's jump to some classic Raptors summer type question. So yeah, Darko's taking the team to Serbia. It's going to do some bonding. I want you guys, Andy, if you'll start with this one, to walk me through what's a bonding event? What happens? What's the drama? Is there drama? You know what I mean? Maybe it's just like they go to a nice dinner and it's like a plain good time.
Wow. I look, I've never been to Serbia.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I don't even know anyone who's ever been to Serbia.
Cheers.
I mean, I guess maybe I do. I know a couple Serbian people, so maybe
Okay.
they've been in their lifetime, perhaps. I know
Sure.
that they weren't themselves born there. So, however, I've heard it's a good party place.
Mm-hmm.
You're in what, Belgrade there? It's I've heard they got a bumping nightlife. So I'm thinking it's just clubbing. We're just going. That's what's going to happen, and then naturally there's going to be some. There's going to be a few dust-ups.
Yeah, I think there's going to be,
because you're going to meet up with the European the European League guys are going to be like, oh, the Raptors are in town. Let's go down and see them. Let's go say hey to them, and then we're going to get into a little scuffle, and then we're going to get thrown in Serbian jail.
Okay,
And
who? Yeah,
that's probably bad.
who's like the scuffler? Like, how does it get going? Like,
Yeah, who's the guy who's gonna start the scrap? Like that's a good
is it
question.
like Darko like meets an enemy?
I feel like
Somebody he grew up
Darko
with?
is
He's like,
Jeff
get him,
Van
boys.
Gundy holding on to
Yeah.
someone's leg. You know, like that's Darko.
Darko's too nice. I don't think it
Yeah,
would be Darko.
exactly. Yeah,
He's the
he's
nicest
not
guy.
starting the
I
scrap.
bet it would be like Grady because people would be like, "Who's this tall child?" And like, let's get this guy kind of.
He's
Like,
just
they feel
speedwalking?
Yeah,
can
like
get
they
him
see
kind of
him, they
thing.
like focus on him. They want to like
Yeah,
get him, and he's like
yeah,
too like cool.
yeah.
They're like,
He's like, I'm not a
fuck
part
this
of
guy.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Grady's like, I thought we were gonna go to karaoke or something, and then like everyone else is just like, no, we're here to party too hard.
I can see like for some reason I can picture quickly like just like shit talking a guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like on the
yeah,
other team, like on the Serbian team, just like and just starting the whole thing. Like it was fine between the teams. Like the
yeah,
coaches were talking and everyone's cool. Everyone's just kind of hanging. And then something happens where like he starts making fun of someone on the other team, and it's like it's over.
yeah. Even Scotty, isn't Scotty like the biggest trash talker really? Like on
Yeah.
our team. So like it would make sense for him to just like get out of hand for like
Although he's
some random
becoming more and more
exhibition.
like statesman. Like he's been giving off vibes recently where he's just like kind
That's
of
why that's what I was thinking. He knows the team is his.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
like, I'm the team captain. I gotta be, I gotta
yeah.
be
like
the guy
he
now.
he's
Maybe
sort of like
especially starting like this year after he got his big contract, he's like, this is mine now.
yeah.
Did I tell you guys I watched him stream on Twitch? Did I say that, Freddie, on like a previous episode?
I don't know.
I
saw
watched him
clips
play
of that.
2K.
Oh yeah.
I watched him play 2K on Twitch for a little bit, and like it was not entertaining.
Sure.
I'll say that. But like his team was losing so badly, and his player was just making no shots. Like he just wasn't hitting anything, and he was getting really frustrated. And I thought he was going to throw his controller. It was very funny to see a guy get that frustrated.
That's
And
funny.
it's like, my God! And then he just like turned off. I think he just turned it off at one point. It's like,
How'd you know he was playing? Like, does he
I'll sometimes just throw Twitch on if I'm like doing something on my computer, and
Yeah.
I follow him on there, and
Oh,
I
okay,
saw that he
so
was streaming, and I was like, oh wow, it's pretty rare. Like he used to stream way more often, I think, but
okay,
yeah, he doesn't really do it that much anymore. But I just happened to catch him on a random night where he was doing it. Yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
love it.
I love that. I love that. Like a guy like someone that's so good at what he does, just like plays this video game thing and gets
I
so
know, yeah,
mad.
it's fun.
Isn't that so funny?
it's very.
And I'm
Cool.
sure there's a lot of NBA guys or like athletes in general that
there's
do
tons.
that, right?
Especially
Darren,
because like now that they were born in the like it's not like it was before. It was all these old guys who didn't even know what video games were. These guys grew up playing the games.
Oh,
so.
for sure.
I grew up playing 2K. They're probably like,
Totally.
what's NBA Live?
Yeah,
exactly.
Darren, what's your Serbia experience like? How does it go? Is there drama?
Oh, I didn't even think of like a bad drama thing. I was just like, I think that they seem like a fun
It doesn't
group.
have to be drama.
Yeah. I was just thinking
Could be chill.
they just seem like a fun group. So whatever like the Serbian
tell me.
version of like whatever the Serbian version of like Dave
Had
and
to be
Buster's
drama for Andy.
is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever the Serbian version of Dave and Buster's is, I think they would do that.
More chilled
And
out
just,
version,
like-
more like
Just like play like their little games, whatever's going on there. Whatever the Serbian video games over there would be, playing Street Fighter against kids or like whatever, playing those mini basketball games and just having drinks with the guys at Dave and Buster's, having fun. I didn't picture any scuffles at all. They all just seem like sweet kids to me because
I had to because Freddie was like, "What drama's happening? What drama's happening? What terrible thing is going to befall them in Serbia?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess they're going to get a fight."
Yeah. Andy, what tragedy happens? Darren,
Yeah, exactly.
Please tell me about a nice day.
Dude, what's a positive thing that could happen to these guys?
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be drama. Certainly not.
Okay, here's mine, guys.
There could be drama.
The team goes to the Uvak Special Nature Reserve, which is like this like beautiful windy river
Did you just
thing.
Google like
Yeah, you better believe
stuff in Serbia.
You better believe I did. You better believe I googled nature attractions. So they go on there. There is like a bunch of different like kind of boats. It's a 2 to 3 hour journey. They decide to race because that's how they roll. At one point, Jakob is sort of like a bit done with it, so he just like gets off his boat
Yeah.
and he goes camping with friends. Like he's like, I'm already in Europe. I'm gonna call up some of my buddies, and I'll catch you guys later. I'm going camping.
Isn't he from Austria?
He is, which is very far, I think, from Serbia. But you know what I mean? He calls up some buddies. But I think like a group of rookies get like straight up like semi-stranded, and then like 2 or 3 of them, I don't know who, like, you know, some of the guys we just drafted. So
Yeah.
a couple of them are like, you know, I can't swim. So it's like a big deal, and like someone on the team is like actually a good swimmer. Let me say Scotty.
Yeah.
Someone, Scotty Grady, someone sort of like rescues them. Or maybe it's a big moment for Darko. For Darko to be like, I know this river. I got these guys.
Yeah.
So it's like you know when you're like in nature, how sometimes it's like really chill, and then there's a little bit of drama where it's like, oh, this could be precarious.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments. It's like an hour where they're semi-stranded and they start to be like, where's the water? It's
And
not
then
full like catch-up packet Russian Soprano episode, but it's like it's getting there, you know?
yeah. All
Okay.
that's happening, and then out of nowhere, Kelly Olynyk shows up to save the day. And they're
Oh
like,
yeah, like he wasn't even
"Ah!"
there. He didn't
Yeah.
fly with the team.
Yeah, he showed up just to save the day.
Is that a Billy
Kelly.
Goat? Oh my God, no, it's Kelly.
With his backwards hat on.
Hey, what are you
Okay.
guys doing?
Guys, I want to finish this pod off with a brainstorm.
Yes.
The Toronto WNBA team has officially, like, they're opening it to the public. This happened with the Raptors. They're doing a name, like a name and colorway, but let's not even worry about the colorway, unless that's important for you, how they work together. I want to know what the best WNBA team names are for you, Darren. I know you're into I think the most popular one, but I want to see what we got. I've done this a little bit, so I got some different brainstorm ones, but let's just fire off. Like, Darren, do you want to start?
Sure. Yeah. I'm very stubborn on it. I just think it should be the Huskies. They should just go with that. But that's like a bit obvious now, so I won't say that. I did have one called the Toronto Traffic because
Sure.
we're now very much known for our terrible traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It's frightening. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would put a lot of fear into the minds of our any team we're playing. I asked my wife actually if she could think of names, and she thought of the sour dill pickles. I don't know why. She just thought they could sell pickles. She was
Okay.
eating a pickle. Um,
Sure.
and she also thought of the Toronto Ghosts. I don't know if that's great either, but
Ghosts.
she's throwing it
I
out
hate
there.
ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
So,
hate it. I don't know if I like it,
I don't
but
know if I do.
I don't know if I hate it either.
Also the Red Pandas was a possibility too because of that movie.
Okay, Red Pandas is something. Andy, you got any winners or what?
Okay, okay. I don't have any joke ones, but I do have one real one.
Okay, I'll take it.
And I don't know how serious I am about it, but I guess I want to see what you guys say about it.
Mm-hmm.
The Toronto Fury or the Toronto Furies.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because the Furies were an ancient, were mythological monsters. They were like women. They were like the Furies. You know.
Oh,
like
okay.
Cool, like, female.
Okay.
Like,
so it's very like Valkyrie
things.
territory.
It's in the same. Yeah, it is kind of. Yeah.
Is there anything? Is there any Fury relation to Canada or
No,
Toronto, or
that?
is it just like a?
We don't need that shit. That's boring.
Yeah.
The
So
Toronto Towers, the Toronto Raccoons. Get out of here. I don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
The Oklahoma City Thunder. They have extra thunder in Oklahoma? No, right? Who cares? Thunder is just a cool name.
I like the Fury. I think that's good.
Fury sounds cool. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
It's not bad.
It sounds like it's like you're Fury, you're furious.
Yeah, right?
I've been seeing like the Toronto Towers, the pterodactyls, which really bothers me.
Pterodactyls can go to
Yeah,
hell.
I don't like anything dinosaur related. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
like get out
I've said-
of here, derivative of Raptors.
Out of
Yeah,
here,
exactly. I've
absolutely.
said it before. I don't like the
Yeah.
WNBA names that are just derivative of the men's team
Also,
in
I
that
was
city. I
like-
don't like that.
Also, I was like, it's funny that we just like people are just like Raptors are boys and pterodactyls are girls or something.
I
Like,
know,
we just
yes.
gender the type
Yes.
of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I hate that. I hate the towers. The only one I really liked was obviously Huskies, but yeah, there's a lot of other ones. What do you think, Freddie?
Well, the name I'm like the most proud of that I've said for a long time is the Toronto Smoke.
Okay.
I love the Toronto Smoke for a lot of reasons.
You're gonna get a lot of weed
Yeah.
stuff. when you do
Here's
that.
the deal,
Call
though.
your
Here's the
team
deal.
the Toronto Smoke. You're
Here's
gonna
the
be
deal.
like it's gonna be
You
the
can
weed
smoke
team.
weed at the game. That's what we're doing with this.
The Toronto
So
Smoke.
this is
smoke
just
up
like-
at the game.
It's like smoke, get fucking blasted at the game. Like, come get lit at the game. Bongs, you know what I mean? Vapes, like honestly, cigarettes, cigarillos, cigars. Like if you
The
can
Toronto
smoke it,
cigars.
if you can smoke it, I want you to bring it to the game and light it up. But
What would
Yeah.
what would their mascot be, Freddie?
gotta be like a cigarette guy.
A guy selling cigarettes like at a gas station.
Just a cigarette.
Cigarette guy.
It's a guy. It's a guy. Period. Selling, smoking, and selling. So he's lighting up for sure.
The cigarette,
he's-
smoking a
yeah.
cigarette.
Loose
with
cigarettes.
with sunglasses because it's fun.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I've seen like the North Stars, which I'm a little bit like I don't know. You want to know what kind of sucks?
I get
It's like is the Lakers exist, but the like something about Lake Ontario I feel like is like
or the
would-
Great Lakes in general. Yeah.
Yeah,
would be good for
yeah. That would have
you
been.
know what I mean? Like there's something there, but it's like because the Minnesota Lakers went to LA, but something of that nature. Like I like, you know what I mean? It like if it was Hamilton, it could be like the escarpments, but like that's obviously the worst name of all time.
The escarpments.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Toronto. The Toronto Canadian Shields.
Yeah, I was like,
Toronto Caves.
even like
Yeah,
like a food or something. I was like, I don't even know what we're known for as far as that kind of thing.
is it like the Toronto Lights?
Lights.
We got a lot of bright lights. No.
Oh, that's another one I saw is the Auroras.
The Toronto Aurora.
That's not good.
Aurora.
Like the Aurora Borealis. It's like I know we had that, which was fucking awesome.
I've
and
I've seen it. And I was like, well, oh yeah.
okay, what about this? I don't know. Oh, wait, is Toronto like? Are we part of the Great Canadian Shield? What about the Toronto Shield?
Shield.
I don't hate it. We are sort of, I think. I mean, we're pretty far south of the Shield,
Yeah,
but
we're
like
pretty
but it
south.
still counts. Like the Shield is
Right?
still the thing that
It's
yeah, I think we
and
are.
Shield's cool. I guess you're always playing defense.
Yeah.
And the mascot for that is still a guy with cigarettes.
Cigarette. Yeah.
It's still the cigarette guy.
Still a cigarette
Yeah.
guy. You're getting lit.
I'm excited to see what their like top 10 is because I just want to see like the different names people even think of.
Oh yeah, you want okay? Like I'll like this is a joke, but I feel like if they want to go the Raptors direction, I work with kids now, and let me tell you, if you want to make big money and sell out for like 10 straight seasons, you're gonna call this team Toronto Frozen. and you're just gonna be like, fucking Elsa's there.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, oh god, what's the snowman's name?
Olaf.
Olaf. Like,
yeah.
Olaf's in the mix. Like that team would just and that's your colorway of Frozen.
Okay, let's
Absolutely.
go
Done.
that. Let's do a roundabout way and call them the Toronto Ice Cats.
Ice Cats
Okay.
is like,
Okay.
I think if you're the Minnesota Lynx, you're like, that's kind of what we are, but then we're just like, fuck
You're
you,
right.
we're Ice
That's
Cats.
true, yeah. We're like, guess what? Ice Cat's not even real, man.
Ice Cats, it's a guy smoking, man.
It's a guy
That's
fucking
true.
our mascot's a cigarette, dude.
We're just
man.
the Toronto Darts.
The Toronto
Yeah.
Darts, man.
What if like whatever they start with, they're just like, okay, well, we're gonna have a mascot that's a cigarette. Now think
Yeah.
of a name. Like
Now,
they
what's
go,
a good
they-
name?
They, go mascot first, and
The
then
Toronto
they're like,
Filters?
yeah.
That's good. The Toronto
Yeah.
bathrooms and basements,
Okay.
right? Smoking guy. Okay. I think that's I think we got some work done here, guys.
All right.
This
Sure
is a good
did.
time. Darren, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me,
Um,
guys. This is fun.
What's up? What do you got going on? What shows you running these days? Let the good people know.
Well, I do a show in Hamilton every month. Last Friday of the month, at the Staircase Theater called
Smooth Comedy.
Smooth Comedy. So
Great show.
that's coming up. It's a lot of fun. Come out to the Staircase Theater.
Smooth comedy.
Yeah,
Staircase Theater's the greatest, by the way. It's a very, very nice place.
it's such a nice place. Yeah.
Legendary place. Legendary.
And so next one, it's the last Friday of every month. So next
Yeah,
one
so
30th.
August 30th. Yep.
Beautiful. If you're in Hamilton, go to that. If you're in Toronto, also go to that. Andy, what's going on? Trivia Wednesday the 14th.
We're doing trivia on I think it's the 28th.
First. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4th Wednesday in August, all the time down at Smith House. If this is coming out on Friday.
Yeah, it's coming out on the
record
9th.
this on Thursday. So guess what? Tonight at Comedy Bar, come see me at Catch 23. I'm doing a show there, so that's going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's about it.
I love it. Come check me out August 16th. I'm doing a show at 9 p.m. stand-up show. Teddy Beer in Kensington.
I did that last week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good show. Me, Chris Dickey, Dan Gallia are hosting, and we got some great comics. So come have a laugh. And thanks everyone for listening. Subscribe to Raptors Republic, like, comment, all that good shit. And I'm also gonna plug my WNBA Pickup podcast. Follow. We have a YouTube now, so the Pickup Pod 1050. Give us a subscribe. Check in if you want to follow the WNBA. And thanks everyone. And we will be back. We'll be back very shortly because I went a little bit late this week. So we'll be back recording on the 12th, and our next episode will be on the 13th.
Back to normal.
Back to
at
normal.
it.
Back to reality.
Bye, everyone. Thanks,
Bye.
Darren. See you guys.
Peace. See you guys.